top of the moment to each and every one of you joining us this wonderful, precious moment. I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Depends on your time zone and wherever it is you are watching and listening to this, you know, um, video from. So I would like to say once again, congratulations for being here. It's a wonderful, wonderful privilege to gather together as men and as leaders in the family, in the workplace, and every other sphere that we represent. Today, without much ado, we will be looking at, the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant is a book written by Robert Kiyosaki. So I'll be taking the review today for us to get exposed to some of the secrets, you know, why we need to build why we need to attain financial freedom and build a lasting wealth for ourselves. So the core of the book is the concept of the cash flow quadrant, which is a model that divides all sources of income into four major categories. Yes, from the diagram, you can see E, you can see S, you can see B, and I, which means, the E represents employee. Employee, you have a job and earn a salary. Employee is someone who has a job and earn a salary on that job. So that is what the E stand for employee. The S stand for self-employed or small business, owners. That implies that, you own your job. For example, as a freelancer, as a small business owners, as a professionals who work, for themselves. So these are in the categories of self-employed. The B aspect of it is talking about big business owners. The big business owners own a system. They own a system or business and people work for them. You understand? So when you have a business and or a system that integrates people to work for you, you are in this category. So incomes comes from systems, not your personal labor. Yes, incomes comes from the systems that you created, not from your personal labor. So the I, stands for investor. So that's the last people on the contract. So we have the I, which stands for investors. At this level, your money works for you. You invest and and your assets generate returns, which is cash flow, dividends, rents, profit, and etc. So according to Robert Kiyosaki, most people spend their lives on the left side, which is the E and the S quadrant, the employee and the self-employed quadrant. And at this level, you are trading time for money. You are what? You are trading time for money, and if you want to stay there, your freedoms remains limited. You are not free because the more you do, the less, the more you want to get paid, the more you have to commit yourself into whatever it is that you are doing, and you are limited by nature. You are limited by design. So it's very, very important we transit from the employee and self-employed or small businesses to the right side, which is the big business owners and investors. So to build real wealth, it is recommended that you move towards the right side. It is recommended that you move towards the right side. So if you are on this call tonight, I want you to put it there that I am moving to the right side of the quadrant. Yes, type it in there that I am moving to the right side of the quadrant. If you are watching on the YouTube, I want you to put it there that I am moving to the right side of the quadrant. What you say is what you see. What you express is what you give. What you give expression to is what you experience. So I want you to express it by typing it that I'm moving to the right side of the quadrant. I'm moving to the millionaire side. I'm moving to, the wealthy side. I'm moving to the free side of the quadrant. Now, one of the things you need to do if you want to make this a reality is that you must change your mindset. You must put strategies in place that will help you, reform you, and sharpen your mindset. So you want to move from active work to passive work. Yes, on the left side is where you put much of works, active works, active works. And at this side, at the left side of the quadrant, which is the E and S, incomes depends on your time and effort. Your income depends on your time and effort. However, on the right side, the business owners and investors, income can come from systems or investment, meaning you can earn even when you are not actively working. You earn while you sleep. You earn while you are on vacation. You earn while you are in meetings. You earn while you are enjoying yourself. It's very, very important. So, if you want to experience this, you need to think like an owner, like a business owner or investor. So that's this is where mindset reconfiguration comes to play. You change your thinking, you upgrade your thinking. Napoleon Hill says, think and grow rich, meaning that your wealth creation or your prosperity is tied to your mindset. What you think is what you are. What you think, you are what you think. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Think and grow rich. So if you want to be rich, you need to change your thinking pattern. You need to upgrade and upscale your thought level. It's very, very, very important. Not just you don't just work for money. You think yourself through to the point that you know what to do and how to put your money to work for you. So lifestyle, your mindset plays a major role over your lifestyle. Your mindset. How do you see yourself? How do you talk? How do you carry yourself? What do you think about yourself? It's much of what you think. It is much of what you think and not what you do. Napoleon Hill did not say hustle to make money. He didn't say hustle to grow rich. It says think and grow rich. And that's deep because thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. It's very, very important we understand that. It's very, very important we understand that. What you see with your inner eyes is what becomes your reality. And I've said it in our recent episode that the mind does not know the difference between what you imagine and what is real. It doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It doesn't know the difference between what you are thinking currently and what is happening to you, physically or experientially. It does not know the difference. So, and if that is the way it is, that is the way it is, think good about yourself. I just want you to, practically, you know, everyone out there, I just want you to practically think, close your eyes, just shut your eyes and see yourself, having a meeting with Donald Trump at the White House, the Oval Office. Just picture yourself, just picture yourself in Hawaii or at the Bahamas. Put yourself in the beach and while you are on the beach, you are on the sofa chair, you are staring, at the beauty of the beach, having a nice sound around, the nature sound. You are hearing the sound of the nature. You're wearing a hat, a brown hat, to prevent the sun rays from your eyes. You are putting on a dark sunglass. You are there with your spouse, just enjoying, the warmth of, that ambience, that environment, that atmosphere. Just close your eyes, picture yourself in that state right now. Yes. Now let me ask you, what does it take from you? How much does it cost you to imagine such things about yourself? How much does it cost you to imagine that good thing about yourself? How much do you have to pay for thinking good about yourself? So if it doesn't cost you a dime, if it doesn't cost you a penny, why have you not been thinking good about yourself? Remember, your mind, the human mind, does not have the capacity to decipher or to understand your imagination and reality. So if you can think it in your mind, it has become a reality. It has become your reality. And with time, that will now play out to be your physical reality. If you supply and bombard your mind with positive mental images, with good quality imaginations, with time, over time, what you see, with your inner eyes, what you see, those mental pictures will become your reality. Thoughts are things. As you think, so you become. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. It's very, very, very important we master that. So, you know, I hope that sinks. I hope that sinks. I hope that sinks. So if you want to build wealth, you need to build a system. You need to build a system, or you need to leverage on a platform, investment platform, that can help you put your money to work for you while you sleep. So another thing that you need to do if you want to cross from the left side to the right side of the quadrant is to acquire assets and not liabilities. Focus on assets that generate income. Focus on assets that generate income. I want you to put it there, in the comment section. Yes, wherever you are right now, your decisions, put it there that I will acquire assets and not liability. I will acquire assets. I know you know for now that assets are things that brings money to you. Assets are things that add value, that appreciates in value. Liabilities are things that takes money away from you. Liabilities are things that depreciates in value per time. So make it a decision to acquire assets and not liability. So focus on assets that generate income. Focus on assets that generate income. Businesses, investments, real estate, etc. Instead of liabilities that cost you money on a regular basis. If your car is not making money for you, if the car is taking money periodically from you, it's not a liability. I mean, it's not an asset, it's a liability. It's not an asset, it's a liability. It's not an asset. Every time you go out with a vehicle, if you have a luxury car, that is not making money for you but taking money away from you. I'm just saying that if you peradventure have a car that is not making money from you but rather you know taking money from you, it's not an asset, it's a liability. So do something about that. Yes, yes. There's another thing you need to do for you to cross from the right side, I mean, from the left side to the right side, is to get education. Financial education is very, very important. Financial education. Financial education is very, very important. You need to add knowledge to knowledge. Add knowledge to knowledge. Financial education is not taught in school. Yes. And that's why we have a whole lot of poor graduates. We have a whole lot of people who are not really doing well. Yes, because school trains you to, get good grades, go to school, get good grades, and to look for a company that will hire you, that will pay you salary till you die. So, and that's the reality. So, but we need to think out of the box as you gain education, as you get yourself educated, as you get academic, excellence and every other thing. You still try your best to what educate yourself financially, knowing how money works and how to put your money in the right places that can earn and produce results, more results for you. So that's the whole essence of financial education. So financial education plus risk tolerance, according to the book Cashflow Quadrant that we are reviewing, you know, state that financial success require understanding how money works and being willing to take calculated risk, including investment. So it's very, very important. Financial education will open your eyes to know what is and what not to do. When you find yourself in situations that warrant you to take decisions on your toes. So it's very, very, very important. It's very, very important we equip ourselves with necessary skills as far as financial, literacy is concerned. So another thing that we must also do to move from the left side of the quadrant to the right side of the quadrant is to leverage on time and money. To leverage on time and money. The people at the right side of the quadrant are master how to leverage on people's time, other people's time and other people's money. Yes, other people's time and other people's money. You cannot be wealthy until you master the use of other people's time and other people's money. So the richest people you have in the world, number one, they are business owners. Yeah, yes, yes. The common denominator amongst the billionaires of this world, the richest folks in this world, is that they are business owners. Yes. Number two, they are investors. They are business owners with investment, or they are investors, that are leveraging big on whatever it is, they are doing, as an investors, and for these two people, for these two, quadrants, it's all about leverage. It's all about leverage. These two quadrants, evolves more about leveraging on other people's time, other people's time, other people's time. Bill Gates, for example, is leveraging on other people's time. You have 24 hours as an individual, but the billionaires, you know, business owners who have built system don't only have 24 hours, but they have 24 hours multiplied by other people's 24 hours. Depends on the number of people that is working in their corporation. You understand? So they have people that they are leveraging on their time. At the same time, they are leveraging on other people's money. Yes, you take your money to the bank, but the billionaires, the rich folks, goes to the bank to take loan from the banks. The money you are saving in the banks, they go to the bank to put it to use. They took the money from the bank and put it, into investment, put it into their business to earn more profits or to make more money. So they leverage on other people's time, they leverage also on other people's money. So as a business owner or investor, you can leverage others' time or money to build wealth rather than relying solely on your own time and resources. So it's very, very, very important if you want to, cross from the left side, which is the employee and self-employed or small business owners, to the right side, which is the big business owners and the investors. So another thing I would like to speak about within this short period is why it resonates or why it's appealing to move from the left side to the right side. So the model simplifies and clarifies different ways people earn money, offering a framework to assess one's financial paths and goals. So many find it empowering. Once you know where you are, which quadrant you belong, you can plan where you want to go. You can plan where you want to go. Number two is that it challenges traditional wisdom, which is schooling, job, and lifelong salary. Of instead Instead, it invites you to think long term, build system, invest, create lasting income streams. Then number three, why it resonates is that it offers a mindset shift from time equals to money works for you. Time equals to money. This is what we're talking about when you exchange your time for money, to you putting your money to work for you. So for many people, feeling stuck in jobs or small businesses, this is motivating and liberating. When you have your money working for you instead of your time, you know, making money for you, you you know switch it by putting your money to work for you while you have all the time that you need to yourself. So another thing that we will look at is the criticism and what to keep in mind. The criticism of this and what to keep in mind. The book tends to oversimplify real life. It tends to oversimplify, which is real life is not always neatly divided into four quadrants. Many people mix income types. Someone might be an employee and an investor, or a self-employed professional. A self-employed professionals with investment. So one can, it means that you can be either in the two quadrants. You can be an employee at the same time an investor, or you can be a self-employed professional at the same time you are also an investor. So it does not matter which quadrant you belong. You can be in one of the quadrants on the left side and be in one of the quadrants on the right side. So it's a mixed up. So it is beyond just that four quadrants. So the portrait of passive income, especially in B and I, which is the business owners and investors, can understand the work, the risk and capital required. For example, being a landlord often used as a classic investor example requires management time and involve risk. Okay.